10. I was nursed back to health. Everything felt floaty. His head was hazy, his thoughts refusing to settle. It felt similar to being drunk. Come to think of it, Saikaira hadn't had alcohol since arriving in this world. Even back in Japan, he hadn't been much of a drinker. He was always exhausted. Only on those rare nights when he was so overtired that he couldn't sleep would he borrow the force of alcohol to knock himself out. This felt a little like that. Oi! Had he drunk something? His foggy mind tried to retrace events. Right, he'd been promoted against his will by the Chancellor. Worked as usual. No, wait. Today he'd left on time. No overtime. Oi! Ah yes. He'd run out of tonics. That's why he'd left at closing time. Bought them. Planned to drink one right away. And then? Oi! You're awake, aren't you? Huh. When he opened his eyes, an absurdly handsome man with black hair and violet eyes filled his entire field of vision. After staring blankly for a moment, Saikaira slowly regained awareness. He was lying in a bed in a room he didn't recognize. And the handsome man, right, the elite beauty who was supposedly the Third Night Order's commander. For some reason, that man was hovering over him. Additionally, his own official uniform was fully open in the front, exposing his chest. I understand absolutely nothing. Good morning. At least he was awake. Social reflex kicked in. You took a tonic you bought at the apothecary and suffered acute poisoning. Do you remember? Fragments resurfaced. Right. I chugged it like usual, and then this insane nausea and headache hit. Couldn't breathe. But now, his head felt warm and fuzzy, but no pain. No nausea. Breathing normal. The half-nakedness and the man straddling him were mysteries. But judging by the situation, this man must have saved him. I'm sorry for the trouble. You remember? No. The sigh that followed was heavy. You were dying from poisoning. I passed by and cast life magic. Life magic? Oh right. This was a world with magic. Wait, magic can fix poisoning? That's incredible. Thank you very much. A tongue click. His own tongue felt thick and clumsy. You are truly troublesome. Saikaira felt more guilt than irritation. Listen carefully. You were dying from poisoning. I suppressed it with magic. Yes. You're from another world. You have no tolerance for mana. Yes. You developed mana intoxication. Oh. So that floaty drunk feeling was that. I've administered emergency measures. But your intolerance is abnormal. The spell I used was high tier. Yes. Words entered his ears slowly. You are currently burning with excess mana your body cannot process. Without proper assimilation, your vital functions will collapse. Will you receive treatment? He didn't really understand what assimilation meant. But he didn't want to die. He still had reports unfinished. Please. The man's expression twisted faintly. Then he began removing his uniform. The man's upper body was soon bare, defined muscle stark against Saikaira's pale, office worker physique. Strong arms slid his half-loosened uniform off entirely. Open your mouth. Warm breath approached. Lips met. Tongue. Heat. What sounds? Saikaira tried to comprehend. But the heat spreading through him drowned thought. Mana. It must be. It flowed from the man's saliva, down his throat, spreading like warm liquid light. It felt good. This is still emergency level. We need full assimilation. Touch followed. Skin to skin. Heat layered upon heat. Each brush of fingers left trails of warmth that pooled low in his abdomen. Mana, he assumed distantly. His body responded without consulting his brain. He was turned over. Caresses deepened. His thoughts blurred again. He surrendered. Lambda, 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 lambda. When he next opened his eyes, the ceiling was unfamiliar. His head, however, was perfectly clear. He sat up. A half-dressed man in a black shirt calmly sipped tea nearby. He remembered everything. Awake? Yes. He remembered everything. The explanation he'd only half understood now clicked fully. The dull ache in his hips. The stiffness in his thighs. The very specific sting in a very specific place. Yes. He understood. And so, what time is it? What? Instead of waiting for an answer, he found the decorative wall clock. His face drained of color. I'm late. What? It was nearly the start of business hours. Considering travel time back to the palace. Impossible. Yesterday he'd left work early. He had mountains left unfinished. Saikaira scrambled, grabbing his scattered clothes, throwing them on, snatching up his mantle. Wrinkles? Irrelevant. Thank you for saving my life. I'll repay you later. I have work, excuse me. He dashed out before Aresh could respond. Left behind, the third night order commander stared blankly for several long seconds. Then, Hiya,